basically, if you look over that way, if you pan back to my garden, see the magpie on the gate? What I used to do is I used to feed all the sparrows in my garden, and they're lovely, lovely sparrows. The problem was that as I was feeding the sparrows, I was getting rats in the garden. And when I called a health visitor in and sort of said, well, I've got rats in the garden, he turned around and said, well, that's your problem. Your feeders, it's all coming down, you're feeding the rats. So I said about 3 years ago, brought it over here, a few of them, kept going, bought a few more, and that's where I am ever since. Now it's my main job. There you go. Yeah, there he is. Hello, boy. He might not come because a few of us here. He usually comes for something to eat, and I'll feed him over by the wall there. But he might come over. He's got a couple of girls with him as well sometimes. He's my Christmas dinner. No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, boy, what's this? Good boy. I don't know how good your sound is. Can you hear him? Slightly, might be quite difficult, but he's making a sort of a panting sort of noise. That's him getting quite excited. Yeah, good boy, aren't you? And so here's all the pigeons coming in as well. So yeah, the parakeet are beautiful to see. Some people are a bit negative about them. Some people say, well, they're not natural, they shouldn't be here. But then, what wildlife is natural at the moment? I mean, it's all affected by us eventually, isn't it? I mean, nothing around here is natural really, but they're just beautiful to see. Yeah, they're quite lively. Right, let's get some seed. Right, what you got us? Tesco wild bird seed. Everyday seed. That is a lovely thought. No, thank you very much. No, I appreciate that. I'd like to know what to do better. I mean, I think my friend over in Saltash is very, very into hedgehogs, and she's got a feeding station in her garden, and she's been trying to sort of help. In fact, a couple of them where she's found they've been underweight, she's taken to rescue centres. I don't know if you may have heard about this, but if they're not a certain weight as they approach winter time, they won't survive. So what these volunteers basically take them away, force feed them cat food or whatever they have to do, put the weight on, a bit like me, and then they're fine for the winter time. But she's very much into hedgehogs, and I've only ever seen one hedgehog here in 27 years. That's it. So I'm just wondering if there's a better way of sort of helping them out. There you go, they're happy. Obviously with the birds, there's different times when they need more food than other times. So I think what I'll probably do is, as the summer comes, probably slow down a little bit, maybe reduce them down a little bit, and bring them back up on for the winter time. So try and match it with the animals and when they needed it. So that's sort of my plan, maybe. Well, they're sort of like a sort of a fatty substance. So they're high energy. There's bits of seed in and stuff there as well. So what they are good is the squirrels aren't too bothered about them. So they're very good for the smaller birds. So there's the great tits and the blue tits and things like that. And of course they're all nesting at the moment. So what I have to be a little bit careful of is some of the bigger peanuts. They could take them back and put them in the chick's mouth and it'll choke. So by having them in the cages, the little birds will just peck at them, so they'll take little bits. And they have taken advantage, definitely, I'd say, you're right. I mean, it's the negative side, I think, sometimes is you think, well, the magpies, they're very resourceful, very clever. I don't think they go anywhere else. And I think, I'm not sure how long they live for, but because I've been doing this for 3 years, you kind of get the impression that perhaps they don't go anywhere. That's it. This is, well, I live at the bird feeder, where I don't need to go anywhere else. Like the pigeons, I mean, you see them on my roof, they're just waiting because they know there'll be lots of seeds on the floor. So I don't know whether I'm perhaps affecting their behaviour. These balls are quite good. Similar sort of thing there. Again, that sort of fat balls, I think they call them, bird fat balls. Go. Hello. There you go. Have you seen the really serious bird watchers? They come. I haven't seen any for a few weeks actually. They come along with big long lenses, and they've got all the combat gear, and they're sort of there quietly and sort of shuffling around like this. And I'm feeding them, and they're sort of over there, and you think, and they're watching the birds and things like that, and you think, in fact, I wonder if there's a bloke over there with a cap on. No, he's got a dog, not him. I haven't seen him for a couple of days, but you chat to them, and the only thing that annoys me, I don't want to be negative, but is you just think, could you not bring a bag of seed with you? Because they're literally over there watching me do this, and it's almost like they're using it as a base. But so that's quite amusing. I usually come across here with a set of steps, so every month or so I'm doing this. Have you seen my squirrel-proof little tube? Yeah. It's supposed to deter them a little bit, but I don't think it does. So I know I keep mentioning squirrels. I'm only angry with squirrels because I don't mind one, I don't mind two, but one morning, honestly, there was 5 of them here. What they've learned to do is lift that up, literally climb in, and they take all the nuts out of it. And that's it, that's their little hobby. So what I had to do is, squirrels do a better job than me. There you go. So obviously, I need to do that to get the access. So what the squirrels have been doing is they've been lifting it up and climbing in inside there. So what I've done, this is my first anti-squirrel device, is I've got a chain, and put the chain across the top and hooked it. And the idea was that try and stop them doing that. It sort of worked. But what they have done is they've actually chewed their way through the hook sometimes just to get in. Very resourceful. I've had to put some more wire in the bottom, because what I found is the nuts were going within a day. And what I found is if I just turn it around this way, is they were literally chewing their way through the welds at the bottom. I mean, the teeth are immense on them and really strong. So literally they were pulling that apart and the peanuts were just falling out. Let's just fill that one up. There you go. Yeah, I might stop them for a while. Give it a go. Sometimes the birds that I originally wanted to give food to, the smaller birds, are being chased out by the bigger ones, perhaps. Yeah, and that's like the squirrels, like the 5 squirrels. I'm not going to go out and shoot them or anything like that. That's not a bad idea. No, I won't do that. No. I'll chase them and shout at them, perhaps. Squirrels, yeah, like this, but. It's that day when I saw 5 of them, literally with their heads in there, all along in a big row. Because I thought one squirrel would chase the others away. Nah, they all sort of help each other out. Yeah, they're all cheeky things. As I said, if you talk to anyone on your travels, please tell them that if you see empty feeders, I'm quite happy for them to top them up. Literally, quite happy. That's fine. You can hear the birds going, get out of the way, move. And I think I'm so lucky when I found that place. This is probably why I'm still here after 27 years. It's south facing, nobody overlooks me that way, and you've got this, and it's like a big garden. It's amazing. And people have walked down this lane, and sometimes they sort of chat to me and say, oh, what are you doing? I'm feeding the birds. And they chat to you for a while. And it turns out they've lived here 20 years, but they've never been perhaps walking down this service lane. And they've never realised that, not the feeders, but they've never realised the cemetery's so nice. I think that's probably why I've kept going, because I must admit it does take quite a bit of time. I mean, it takes me probably 1 hour to 2 hours a week coming out here and doing this. And yeah, as I said, £100 is a lot of money to be paying out. But you get a kid sitting there going, wow, look at the birds, Mum, and you think, that's really nice, isn't it? It's almost like it's a haven in the city. And I think that's where I think we're very lucky down here. I think we've got this sort of area. It's not overcrowded, it's well looked after. Happy days. There you go.